Welcome everyone to another episode of the Campus Waterfowl Podcast. I'm your host Derek Christians, and on this episode of the Collegiate Waterfowl Tours kind of podcast series that we're doing, I'm at Arkansas State this weekend hunting with at least one student from Arkansas State and some of his buddies over the weekend. So we've been kind of running around the area. It's a duck opener here in Arkansas, so it's really a national holiday, I feel like, for everyone nationwide. Like there's duck openers, but then there's Arkansas duck opener. But yeah, a lot of seasons are coming to an end, but they're just getting started. So we're going to be, I think, going to touch on that, kind of see what their thoughts on being kind of the little later in the year, how that feels compared to everyone else. I want to hear their thoughts on that. We're going to talk about a lot about hunting the water. Guys up north, they're in the fields most of the time. They're hunting a little bit of water, but these guys are in the water just about every day this season, I feel like. So we're going to touch on that, and probably a little bit about our experiences over the weekend as well, just because it is Sunday. We got 2 days of hunting in, and so we'll be able to recap a little bit how the weekend went. And give you a taste of what the videos will look like coming this weekend and next week. So, but before we get into the podcast, got to thank Kent Cartridge for sponsoring this year's Collegiate Waterfowl Tour. They've been supporting the tour since day one. Greatly appreciate their support. So we appreciate you guys if you guys can support them this hunting season. So, but I think that should be everything. We can jump into the podcast. Let's start out with some introductions. Preston, you want to start us out first?
My name is Preston Wellington. I go to ASU, and I'm an ag technology major.
I'm Reid Tyler. I go to Ouachita Baptist University, and I'm an environmental science major.
I'm Connor Everhart. I'm going to the electrician school.
To start out, I always ask the students and everyone, how'd you guys all meet?
Me and Reid went to school together, and then
We went to Valley View Park or what?
You talking high school?
Yeah,
high
we
school.
went to high school.
Okay.
And then me, like at our high school, everybody kind of hung out in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like after school, or if you wanted to hang out with somebody, you could always go there. There would be people there. And then one day I went up there, and mutual friends, and Connor was there, and then that was last summer. And then after that, we duck hunted together every day last year, and probably stay that way for a long time. So,
was the that first conversation you had with Connor about duck hunting, like were you guys wearing camo or something? Or
probably not.
No.
It was probably about what we're gonna do, or trying to stay out of trouble, or something like that.
How did the subject of duck hunting get brought up? Or does everybody just duck hunt?
Mostly everybody duck hunts, but I think it was like a week or two before duck season probably, and he was like, "Where are you duck hunting, or are you duck hunting?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then, because I never really hunted the river, and he was kind of showing me how to do it, and that was how me and him got started hunting together.
And then you guys, Reid, you guys always hunted together.
Yeah,
you said.
Almost kind of like made sure through Preston.
And then Connor came on board. Sweet. Yeah. When did you guys start waterfowl hunting? Who introduced you to waterfowl hunting?
I started probably when I was like 9, 10. My dad, he didn't really do it. My brother-in-law, which he wasn't married to my sister at the time, but they started. He asked me if I wanted to go on a youth hunt, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And then after you kill your first one, you're like addicted. So I did it ever since.
I started probably when I was 15 or 16. Me and my dad went out, and then I have a buddy that has a farm in Harrisburg. I went out with him and immediately fell in love. Just, it's such a difference in deer hunting. You can talk and be social, and it's a good time for sure. So.
My dad got me into it, and I think I was like 4 and a half the first time I went through the duck blind. And ever since then, shooting little decoys with my little Red Ryder gun, it's been on ever since.
That's right.
Just gotta practice hitting those decoys, and then
Still hitting this day.
still hitting them.
We hit something today.
Hitting them and sinking them.
They rattling bad.
What?
They rattling bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few of them.
Teal do a number on some decoys.
But no, I wanted to first. I want to get your guys' thoughts on just how you guys, like the Arkansas season, just started this weekend, and a lot of the other seasons are halfway through or just kind of even wrapping up or in the tail end of it. How does that feel like, especially like with social media and everything? You guys see a lot of the hunting that's going around and stuff, or how everyone's doing. How does that make you guys feel, or like what's going through your mind?
I want to post more than they do every day.
Yeah, I think it's bull crap. I think they shouldn't get to start before us. And we I feel like we have the hardest ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else, like those ducks have been through 3 seasons before they get here.
Yeah.
And whenever they get here, they've been called at. They've seen every decoy spread you can think of.
It was more of a challenge.
They've done everything, and people get to start in Canada, and you quack one time, and here comes 30 mowers and decoys. Which, I mean, that's probably not how it is, but that's how it seems, you know what I mean? It's kind of how it seems, so I don't know. I wish we could start earlier. But we got to have ducks earlier, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if we started at the same time Canada did, we wouldn't kill nothing because we wouldn't have nothing to shoot.
What about on the contrary of you guys going longer into the season? Like, you guys are able to shoot ducks, is it end of January?
Last weekend of January.
31st usually, or that last weekend. And how do you guys enjoy see that in comparison to the guys up north? And with them now in the back, or kind of the backseat watching.
Oh, if we could start season 2 weeks later and go 2 weeks into February, it'd be bad.
We'd kill a lot more ducks, probably.
That would show up 2 weeks after season's over.
Yeah, usually the most ducks and specs, everything. Specs, that's insane. Like, right when duck season's over and you can't shoot anymore, there's specs everywhere. And ducks, and you're like, man, if I could just hunt one more morning.
Mm-hmm. What about, like, just drivers to get you guys out, like, especially to signal if there are birds in the area? Like, are you guys watching the temperatures and everything to kind of gauge
and the
and
wind.
the wind?
It's a big factor.
The wind's a big thing, like, especially out in public, like on the river and stuff. Connor would probably say the same thing. Like today was north wind.
Wind is sunshine.
The birds aren't really going to fly that good on north wind. It just kind of really depends on where you are, right? And, I mean, like if we had a south wind today, the ducks would have been everywhere. It just controls where they fly and what they do, and because you just kind of got to look and see if there's ducks, and if there's ducks, you hunt. If there's not ducks, you're probably still going to hunt because you just like to do it. So.
Yeah. And even looking at the temperatures, like especially this weekend, you guys were saying this is probably one of the coldest openers that you guys have experienced.
In a long time. Like last year, they got hunted in a pullover and shorts under my waders.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't below freezing, that's for sure.
No, yeah.
I didn't have ice on my waders.
Yeah, this morning you had
and
ice.
then you got blood that's frozen hanging from ducks and stuff. It was cold.
And how does that compare to the results? Looking at the results this weekend compared to last year's or previous years.
I don't think the temperatures, if the ducks are here, I don't think the temperature's going to control if you're killing them or not. The wind, most likely.
The wind a lot of time. Huh.
And then, but if it does, temperatures kind of tell you if there's going to be ducks getting pushed down and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's hot, ducks will move out. Or if it's cold, ducks will move out and move in. Just kind of however it factors in.
Have you guys ever gone to other areas in the country to kind of chase that itch to pull the trigger at all, or do you guys have seasons beforehand that you guys do a lot of hunting in Arkansas?
I like to deer hunt, so I've been to Stuttgart.
Deer and spec hunting.
Yeah.
Spec hunting?
I've only been really South Arkansas duck hunt, other than Northeast Arkansas. So.
Yeah, I've never been out of Arkansas duck hunt.
Yeah. It's on my bucket list.
St. Francis River.
For real.
What about, you guys mentioned spec hunting, and you guys, I didn't know this until this year, you guys have an early spec season, right? You guys want to talk about that and what that is?
If you got them, you could scream at them and they're coming. They're stupid. You can kill them. It's probably the most fun time of the year. Last year, we hunted probably 5-6 days in a row, killed 500 specs. It was insane.
Yeah.
And there's specks everywhere. But then this year, there's not that many specks, and it's just like a bonus. Like, if you have them, you get to go. If not, you don't. It really don't make that much of a difference. But I liked it.
Was this your guys' first season doing the spec? Or no, you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There just really wasn't any to hunt this year.
How long have you guys been hunting specs?
Well, was last year the first? How long has that been in? It hadn't been in very long. The early spec.
Like 4 or 5 years, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, 2-3 years.
Last year's the first time I did it. It was a good time.
Mine too.
Seeing thousands of geese fold around was pretty neat.
Who's the caller in the group? Spec calling, I feel like, is kind of, I don't know, can be tricky sometimes. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
So
It's not me. I know that.
I can blow a spec call pretty good.
you got the spec call.
Connor can blow a duck call better than I can, so it just trades off.
But do you guys got a teal season in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. Okay. How long is that season for?
It's like
2
2
weeks, I
weeks.
think.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Did you guys do any of that?
No.
Didn't have any ducks.
Just no ducks.
Last year there was, but this year there wasn't any. Like right now, the teal are here now.
Thick.
Yeah.
And like there's no mallards yet. I don't feel like there's that many big ducks. Everybody that I've seen, and everybody that I know that hunted this weekend, teal, gadwall, pintails. That's it. Nobody's really killing mallards yet.
Yeah.
Let's talk about hunting water. You guys are probably experts at that.
I think it'd be pretty cool. Like I've always wanted to do like the dry field stuff.
The dry, yeah. But you guys, you mentioned you can do the spec stuff. That's similar. Are you
Yeah,
guys
it's the
hunting?
same thing. It's just like something about seeing
I want to kill
5,000 ducks fall in your face.
Oh, you
like
want
these.
mallards?
Yeah.
You want mallards? in the
Drake
field.
in the dry field.
Yeah.
Like you don't get that here.
And
Like you may.
And you can run after a cripple in a field. You don't
Yeah,
take
you
the
don't have
boat
to
out.
get the boat.
Yeah, or
And
some
risk
dog.
missing it.
Yeah.
But
No, it's nice being in the field and stuff.
hunting water, it's cold.
It can be tricky at times.
Yeah. You gotta have movement, like in your decoys. Like for hunting land, some full bodies, they ain't moving. Nothing. I mean, maybe mojos and stuff, but that's about it. Water, it's gotta be moving because whenever a duck gets above the water, it's not
See the
moving.
reflection.
They can see themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't like that. They get above the decoys, they can see the reflection of the decoys, they can see the reflection of themselves. They don't really like that kind of stuff. That's why you always have to have like ripples and the wind. That's why it's a big thing because it keeps the water
Keep the
moving.
water moving. And what about like decoys, decoy spreads and things like that? How many decoys? Like, what are you guys looking at when you approach? Well, we should backpedal a little bit. What are you guys hunting down here? Are you guys hunting the flooded timber that everybody knows
Yeah.
and hears about? A lot of the times, would you say like 100% of the time you guys are hunting that type of?
For me, like at the end of the year, ducks get on fields hard, so and I've got the privilege of being able to hunt a couple of those.
To
So
switch that up.
yeah.
For Reid and Connor, are you guys kind of in the timber the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All year?
Yeah, my family's got a little timber hole on St. Francis too. We'll hunt that sometimes.
So how do you guys approach hunting timber? What do you guys look for? How are you placing your decoys?
It just depends on the wind.
Yeah.
A lot of the wind.
And how,
How to block them off.
yeah. Because you're trying to funnel them ultimately right to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're overshooting, then you put decoys to block them, keep them from overshooting. That way when they hit that wall, they'll bank. And you're trying to get them to come straight in your face in the wind, so.
Do you guys set up like side shoots in holes at all, or they'll?
Today would have been pretty much a side shoot.
Yeah.
If it was ideal, they would have done this or done this. They wouldn't have came right here.
The hole we were the hole that we were hunting was pretty open. Is that your standard size kind of hole that you would say? A lot of the times I feel like you see these videos on on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and they're just super tight, but yet there's just a tiny gap in the trees.
It just
In
depends
the
on
in
what
the
water
canopy.
gets, when the water gets high,
Yeah,
then we'll start hunting holes like that. But right now, we're hunting the main river.
just okay.
If the water gets up and gets in the woods, then that's when the ducks get in the woods too.
Gotcha.
So right now they don't really have anywhere to go. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
woods
no
like that,
water.
they don't got any water right now because it's been so dry.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the river is gonna be good this year because there's no water, there's nowhere for them to go. But second split after this week, it's supposed to rain all week, so it'll probably change things a bunch.
So your season, when's the first split end?
The Sunday,
The Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Sunday after Thanksgiving, and then how long is it closed for?
10 days. 10 days, I think.
10 days, and then it opens back up. Is that coming close to Christmas? Or right
you
before
can't
Christmas?
hunt Christmas Day, can you? So
Okay.
it's split somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there.
It's like a 1 or 2 day split.
Yeah.
And then it runs at the end of January.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I never really understood the purpose of
Like ducks rest.
that. Yeah, hunt them hard. Let them chill out for a little bit, I guess.
What else about hunting water? So you got the decoys. How you're setting those up? What about numbers wise? Just kind of however many you need essentially, or are you trying? Is there a time of season where less is more, or
Early season, a big spread. Late season, smaller the better.
really?
Yeah. Late season, some people will be killing them over like 3 ducks.
Really?
Yeah. Or 6 or a dozen or something like that. But then right now you're throwing like 7, 8 dozen decoys out.
Yeah.
Trying to
Fit the numbers.
bigger is better approach.
And there's also like 15, 16, 17 dozen.
Yeah.
What about calling? How do you guys approach calling from start of season to the end of season?
Right now, call at them. The end of the year, shut up.
Right now, call them to the water end of season, get their attention, and put them down.
Yep. If they turn to look at you at the end of the year, quit calling.
You still pulling the jerk cord at that
yeah.
point? You got
Yeah.
that the whole time.
But I mean, that's another thing. If the wind's blowing good, you don't have to really
You
worry
don't
about that
need
stuff.
one then.
Jerk string, keep the water moved up. Messed up.
You got your boat. You guys are big in your boats down here. What can you tell me about hunting with boats and just having that whole setup? Because that for me, like hunting up north, that was like I knew I would never. I don't need a boat up there. And so
Yeah.
and down here, I feel like you just have to have one.
Oh, you do.
And so like even of the age when you probably get a boat is like when did you guys get your first boat to go hunting or fishing and things like that?
I bought my first one last year.
I think I was 14 when I got my first one. And then I just bought my second one. Maybe a month ago.
I was 15. We got a little bass boat, so but I don't use it for duck hunting.
Yeah, it's another big thing. It's all the fishing down here, all the bass fishing,
Yeah.
all the bass and crappie fishing, right? Is
Yeah.
that
There's pretty much a hobby for every season.
keep you guys busy up year out.
Spring, shooting turkeys.
Yeah.
Killing deer right before duck season. Then all summer, fishing and going to the lake.
So when you are looking to get a boat, say like I'm not looking at probably like your ultimate duck boat or anything like that, but say if you were to recommend a boat to someone that is looking to get their first boat or second boat, like what are you looking at, or maybe you do have like that perfect build that you would go with?
Well built.
Havoc and a big motor and go fast.
And spend you some money on it.
Yeah, and lots. Lot that
Lots
thing
of
up.
lots.
You said spend the money on a good boat.
Oh yeah.
If you're going for a Havoc, you're going to spend some money.
On a Havoc, you would.
Yeah. It was not cheap.
And then what did you say you had, Connor?
Well built.
A well built, and then what? So well built. What size of boat is that?
Mine's a
You got-
1548.
On the
With a
1553.
40
Explain that for someone that has no idea what boats, like the numbers mean.
The 15 is the length of it, and the 48 is like the width of it.
Gotcha.
Same for me. 1553.
1553, so a little bit wider then.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Doesn't turn as good though.
So it has,
It's heavier.
plus or minuses of different things it can do and how you can maneuver it and stuff.
And then like his boat will bounce on the water, like it won't be flat and planed out.
Mm-hmm.
Or it will be, but it'll have a little bit of rise to it, I guess. And then mine's heavier, and it'll just stay smooth. It won't be
Gotcha.
bouncing.
And even looking at the size, what kind of size would you recommend to someone? Yeah, looking at getting a boat.
1553.
1553.
Yeah.
I think it depends probably on where you're hunting too. I mean, if you're hunting St. Francis and you're racing to get the hole, you probably want a faster, a little smaller boats can go fast. But if you're just
1553.
going to a little pond,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need nothing big.
Yeah. 15-foot boat is, for a duck boat, that's not, it's like a medium. Then you got people that do 16, 17, but they're not, they're just hauling stuff, I guess. They're not trying to go fast.
And looking at the motor then, what kind of motors are you guys running for?
I got a 40 Kohatsu.
And I had a DT25, which is like a little race motor, I guess.
Okay.
And then I got different. And then I went to a Yamaha because that thing was a piece of crap. It was fast. It just wouldn't start all the time.
Yeah, mine was a little bit more reliable.
Yeah.
You say?
If you ever had to race somebody though, and you were trying to beat somebody and you had to go somewhere quick, you couldn't go anything less than full throttle with that thing. You had to run her wide open. But it was fun. It added to the adventures of last year's duck season. You always got to the boat ramp. Wonder if this thing's going to start.
Makes it interesting.
Or spend 15 minutes trying to get it started.
Once you get it started, though, you got to go. Ain't no stopping. That was always the hassle. Or you'd be full throttle, and then all of a sudden it would decide to go half as fast as it can go.
Yeah.
Just go half throttle, but you've got it turned as far as you could go. But it was fun.
How long is your guys' average, I guess, boat ride up to a place that you're hunting?
Probably 5-10 minutes.
House.
Yeah, we'll hunt Main River 5-10 minutes. One in the woods 30 to 45.
Yeah, because you can't go very fast. You got to go slow, or you'll break something. Did that last year too.
Yeah. Go through a lot of props, I'd assume.
Went through the woods last year and broke a $260 bolt off my trim plate.
Geese.
Motor come flying up in the boat with me. It's kind of scary. Thought I was going to get my finger chopped off.
Yeah.
But, and then Connor towed me around for the rest of the morning. That was fun. Last day of duck season.
We ended up killing some.
We did. It was the last day of duck season.
Just as last year that
Yeah.
happened? Jeez.
Terrible way to end the duck season.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good and bad. 'cause
Yeah, at
we
least it
killed
was
ducks.
the end of the duck season.
Killed ducks, but didn't have a boat to drive around after that. Had Connor pull me around.
But at least it was the end of duck season, so it's like if there was still duck season left, then you'd be without a boat. You'd be completely checked out.
Oh, I wouldn't have been without a boat. I got it fixed.
Yeah.
I went that day. But no, it's fun. It's all that you really look forward to if you're from Arkansas. In the summer, you're running your duck boat, you're playing on the river, thinking about duck hunting. And then in the winter, you're duck hunting right after duck season. You're probably really pissed off because you think you're probably wanting to sell all your crap and never do it again.
I think I heard Connor say that a few times this morning.
Yeah, you'll go from having ducks land in your face, shoot them, woo, I love it, and then 30 minutes later you ain't seen a duck, and you're like, I'm selling all my stuff.
Or you'll have 30 working you, and then you hear somebody shooting.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It'll
with
run that
public
before you.
land.
Yeah, no, we got some good reactions from you guys hunting public over the weekend. So I think people will get a kick out of that and probably relate to it as well. So it happens to
No, it
everybody.
piss you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me mad just because, like, I feel like sometimes people just do it to make you mad. Like you got ducks fixing to fall in there, and then somebody just starts shooting at random stuff. But no, it's fun. It's always a challenge, but once you accomplish the challenge, then it's the best feeling in the world.
So what do you guys think about this weekend? How we
There ain't
did?
no ducks.
No ducks.
I feel like we did good for what we had.
I agree.
Should have shot better.
Yeah, we shot like crap.
Definitely some of it was our fault.
I hope that the videos from this weekend are showcasing how bad of a shot we were.
Oh, I can do that.
Oh,
I can make that happen.
Started off
tie the
strong.
worst group of shooters ever.
Started off strong. I mean, like I wood duck down, got the skunk out the boat. After that, bang bang, we doing good. And then this morning and the end of yesterday, went
Show
to
them the big group of
crap.
teal that we've all missed.
Yeah, show them that, and then there's no telling how many ducks just landed right on our face while we were heading the phone or not paying attention, stuff like that. But for the most part, I think we did all right.
Yeah, there was a couple times, especially today, where that moment you least expected, where there's a little bit of a lull, and yep, out of nowhere comes 5-10 mallards coming down.
Yeah,
But
just fall right in.
it happens. You know it's gonna happen too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. But you never really think of it at the moment. It's true.
Yeah. And then you'll be playing on your phone and you're like, I know just like any minute there's going to be ducks just fall in. But you always be like, looking, nothing. Hitting the phone, boom. And I was like, I just looked 2 seconds ago.
You know, one thing we didn't mention in the podcast yet. Should have been the first thing. Should have been how we introduced Connor. He was a trooper throughout this week, being the one to lock in the spot that we were hunting. Connor, you want to explain kind of what you did in prep of this weekend?
It was stupid. Got out there Thursday around noon. Sat there till about 4, watched ducks all afternoon. Put a little ground blind up, just like stay warm all throughout the night. Did that Thursday night. Got out there, took the tent down Friday morning. Didn't see nothing. Well, seen the ducks right at daylight. And after that, there really wasn't no ducks. After that, it was cold.
It's cold the
It
whole
was
time.
cold.
Stayed out there
No
for 2
sleep.
days just to not really get into them.
You guys were you guys said you were running food out to him, and
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot my groceries at the house.
I took him steak and sausage and biscuits for the next morning. And figured that'd get him through at least. He's a real trooper.
He's a trooper.
We did that last year, but we were all together, so it was more fun. Friday night was fun too.
Yeah, Friday night we got to camp out there, and it was cold, very cold.
Yeah, you were shivering. On
No, I was. Yeah, no, I was cold. So, you guys had that heater buddy out there, so that was nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that thing's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Won't make it through duck season without that thing.
But no, we were able to secure our spot, and by the sounds of it, we did halfway decent compared to a lot of the other groups that were on the water.
Yeah, especially whenever game warden came and checked us and told us that we had the most ducks he had seen all day. But no, that was best situation for what we had, I guess. No, it was a blast.
No, it was a good weekend, and we're running on very little sleep. Like, we're recording this on
Yeah, that
Sunday,
ain't good.
so we got, especially given that Connor, you've been out there for a long time already, just about a week almost, or since.
6 and 8 been in 2 days.
Yeah.
So,
And then we slept probably like 2 hours. Give it 2 solid hours.
yeah.
The Friday night. And then last night, I didn't even go to sleep. And then Connor went to sleep at like, what time you think you fell asleep?
I think I slept 30 minutes before I got woke up.
Yeah. I didn't sleep at all last night. Probably like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
10
10.
minutes. And then got up this morning and drank some Red Bull, and here we are.
Yeah, those morning gas station stops, those will get you through the day.
Oh,
For sure.
They'll make or break the morning. Sometimes you'll be looking forward to something in there. They don't
ain't
have
got
it. Oh my gosh, just
What-
ruins the day.
What do you guys go for in the gas stations in the morning?
Honey Bunny, 2 or 3 Red Bulls
2 or 3 Red Bull.
I'm
every
going,
morning.
I'm going with a honey bun or a cosmic brownie and a chocolate milk and a Red Bull, yeah.
Yeah. I eat chocolate milk, Red Bull, and then 2 sausage biscuits. Each there.
What do you go for?
Well, if people listen to the podcast, they know what I go for. So I've been switching it up as of recent, but before I had it down to, I would go White Monster. I would start with a Body Armor in the morning, and then eventually I would switch to like one of those Starbucks little nitro cold brew cans or whatever, and then after that I would go to a White Monster, and then for food I would do Pop-Tart and a Snickers. But now I'm switching it up. I go body armor if needed, and then what else?
On them long nights prior, ain't it?
Yeah, yep, long nights. Body armor if needed, but then usually I'm just going with. God, what did I get this morning? I can't remember. Usually just like still one of those nitro cold brew coffees, and then maybe just like a water or something, and then the Monster Rehabs. So those are pretty good. They're not carbonated, so after drinking some of those White Monsters, I'd feel like gut rot a little bit sometimes, and so I was trying to switch things up. And then for food, I would just do like the chocolate covered donuts. So
Yeah, those are good.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Powdered donuts change a man's life,
Powdered donuts, yeah.
for sure. Be smacking them.
What'd you say?
Thought we were gonna have to fight somebody this morning whenever we were.
Oh yeah, why don't you tell that story?
And then we were on the way to the hole, and dude's coming from another direction, and we were both going to the same spot, so we made it in there first, and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
He was using some choice words at us.
We were racing there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you last night we was going to race to the hoe.
Yeah, we just didn't think we were doing it in my boat. But
It's crazy just how, like milliseconds that, or like just seconds would have changed the entire morning.
Yeah.
So
But if we'd have both got there at the same time, like, it's crazy. Like,
Been who
duck
got
hunting,
Nico out first.
duck hunting is like, it'll start some wars.
Season of hate.
Yeah.
was he hunting with you guys, or like could you tell if he was hunting by himself?
Oh, I don't know. He was
I
just,
think there was one other guy in there.
One other guy.
he was moving though.
Hey, we didn't ever really see him, but we could
Hear.
Have you guys ever done like get into the spot at the same time, or a guy pulls up, you guys are there, or vice versa, you pull up, where you guys share the hunt or anything like that?
Who
Well,
got
hunting-
first Nico out?
You can't really tell somebody they can't hunt with you on
Yeah, you
public
can.
land. You can, but you can get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
If they're that kind of person. But out of respect, you're like, I'm not gonna go bother those people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were by yourself, that'd be different. Like if you were by yourself and you saw a group of people that was where you wanted to go, you could probably pull up and just be like, "Can I hunt with y'all?" They'd probably say yeah. But you bring 5 people and then we got 5 people.
Yeah.
It's not really gonna work out.
And even the spot I feel like we were at, like, we had 4 this morning, and then they had, say, 2 at minimum. Like, even hiding 6 where we were at was kind of pushing it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd have been tough.
Yeah. So, especially when once that sun came out, it was, like, yesterday I feel like you might have been able to hide 6 in there just with the cover, or the overcast and everything, but, yeah, once that sun came out today, like, I feel like you got to hide in
Everything
those shadows.
stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. You made a big purchase over the weekend.
Yeah, I had to get some waders. Figured out Saturday morning that I was going to be very cold that whole morning because my right foot filled up with water, and I was like, this is gonna suck. Which I thought it was fixed last year at the end of the year, and I was like, oh, it's fine. And then got in the water the night before, whenever we took you food, realized I was gonna be cold Saturday morning.
It's definitely not fun having leaky waders.
But this morning, with some dry feet and dry waders, I was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this morning was fun.
I was feeling good.
Yeah, I was telling you guys in the blind, I was like, if I had leaky waders, there was no way I'd call it quits right then and there. I couldn't stand it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I would. It makes it easier if you're shooting stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're not shooting
That's
anything
true.
and you're cold, that's the worst. Because you're like, I don't want to use me being cold as an excuse to leave, but it's kind of what happens sometimes.
You're always trying to look for those opportunities to kind of to recommend that the hunt's done.
Yeah. Or you just straight up say, if we don't see ducks in the next 5 minutes, we're leaving. That's kind of what happened this morning.
Yeah. What kind of waders did you end up getting?
They're Drake something. Equators, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drake Equators.
And you liked them on the first hunt? Or
Yeah, they're
what are
warm.
your thoughts?
They're warm. But I'm just mad they don't have that inside pocket to put my hands in. Made me sad.
Yeah.
And there's no zippers on it to put stuff in.
There's just that little pouch on the
Yeah.
inside. Yeah.
Usually I put shells in there, but couldn't do that because I have my phone and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were kind of... Yeah, because we had to go to... We went to Academy rather than... What was that store you guys have in town?
D&W.
D&W?
Yeah.
That's the main sporting goods store.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a kind of a limited selection at
Yeah, there
Academy,
wasn't-
you're saying?
Wasn't much to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
And for our miscellaneous video that we still got to record, what are we doing for that?
I was going to shoot my thermal.
Shoot a thermal,
Yep.
and that's for
Hog hunting, coyote hunting. There's not really many hogs here, but whenever you go to Mississippi, I have a farm there.
Okay.
There's hogs there. So that'll be fun. This is the first year I've had one. That was a pretty penny too.
the thermal was.
Yeah. Didn't really tell my parents I was going to buy that. I just kind of went and bought it. And then my mom was like, where'd all this money go? And I was like, which is my money, but still. She was like, where'd your money go? And I was like, in my truck. She was like, what do you mean in your truck? And I was like, I bought something, and it's cool, and I need to keep it. And she was like, well, all right.
Sweet. Well, yeah. We'll be. You said citing that in here in the miscellaneous video. So if people want to watch that, take a look at the scope. Yeah, they can tune into that
That'd
video
be
as well.
pretty cool.
So I don't think I've ever even been around a thermal scope. So it'd be kind of sweet to look through.
Yeah, it picks up heat, so you can really use it day or night.
That's wild.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. Works better at night for sure.
Yeah.
Because the sun's not out and stuff. But I like it.
Connor, it looks like you're about to fall asleep on us over there.
I'm tired.
I feel like your head was starting to bob a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get the head bob, it's over.
Yeah, that's true. Which reminds me, you sent me a video of what's his name again?
Jackson.
I keep calling him thinking he's Walker for some reason.
He called him Walker this morning. He was like, where's that Walker kid? I was like,
I
who's
keep
Walker?
thinking his name is Walker. But yeah, Jackson. So Jackson, if you're listening to this, we got a good clip of you coming up in the first video.
Did you send him a video?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
Just him
Was he
bobbing.
snoozing?
Yeah, snoozing after
Oh,
the
it's
hunt.
awful.
I have a picture of Jackson asleep on my couch, full in waders and everything.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it gets better.
I might as well throw this clip in the podcast too. That way people can watch it.
He's texting you asleep.
No, he fell asleep on my couch last year in his waders. every piece of clothing he had on, gloves on, everything. Just walked in there, sat down, gone. Sat there for like 3 hours in his waders and gloves, and he had his face mask pulled up, hat pulled down like that. He was snoozing.
Man was gonna take a quick sleep, and then he was gonna go back out to the duck blind. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He just didn't tell you. He was all ready.
He's a character. He is a character. I'm getting a little sleepy too.
Yeah. You guys got a busy week this week? You guys classes or anything like that, or work?
I got work. Classes are none for till next week. I think we're gonna go back.
Yeah, I'm on Thanksgiving break too. So.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
And then Christmas break. Get the whole month of December off, so that'll be fun. A lot of ducks will die over Christmas.
How many days of the 60-day season do you guys hunt, would you say?
Probably like 40.
40, 45.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
As many as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd hunt tomorrow, but I got freaking work. Connor and Reid get to go duck hunting.
Yeah.
Southland?
Yeah, they'll probably kill
You're gonna have
him.
one up on you.
They'll probably kill him and send me pictures. Or they won't kill a duck, but they'll tell me they killed a bunch of ducks. And then they'll send you pictures.
I told Connor, you guys have to tell me how you guys do. I want to see how those Southwind hunts pan out.
They're way better, I can tell you that.
You see way more workable ducks.
Really?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
you do see a lot more ducks. Like last year, like I said, it was the first year I really hunted the river, but he told me that, and I was like, whatever. But then
Did you
it
see
was
it?
a very big difference. You go from killing 10 ducks to killing 20 to killing 25, 30.
Wow.
But it's nice.
What's your estimation? How many we killed more?
Ooh.
100.
I guarantee we fill both limits.
He
He's
guaranteed.
confident.
Guarantee it.
He's confident.
To do.
It might take till noon because of our shooting. We'll do it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
way we shot today, we couldn't fill one limit if we had to. No, it was fun.
It was an opener. You guys had it.
Did a little rusty.
Last year we got to
us
warm
off
up
a
on the
we had
specs.
that spec hunt.
Last year we got to warm up on the specs for about 2-3 weeks, and then. But this year we didn't get to warm up on nothing. I went on a honker hunt, and that was it. That's different here too. You're shooting like geese coming off the park, going to feed and farm fields.
Uh-huh.
But that was fun. That was different.
Yeah.
Layout blinds, and then we had it right beside a landfill, so like they're literally coming off the trash mountain and come falling in there. But I never thought like you would see 500 to 1,000 Canadas in Arkansas, like in one place. But it was pretty cool. Enjoyed that.
What about if you guys? So a lot of people when I travel, they say they want to hunt that flooded timber. Like that's their dream is to come to Arkansas and hunt that flooded timber.
Oh, it's like a drug. It's addicting. It's bad.
Well, it's like if it works,
Yeah.
the one time it
It ain't
works,
even gonna work. It's addicting.
Mm-hmm.
and you see ducks break limbs to come through some trees,
Mm-hmm.
or it's like there's an opening like this big, but the ducks are
Big
just
enough
single
you can
file
still come
lining
down.
through there. Like you have 30 ducks coming in, there'll be one duck coming in at a time. They'll just file in. And their limbs, they'll be hitting limbs with their wings, spinning around in a circle. Hit a limb, it'll knock them sideways. I mean, like,
And
it's
it
crazy.
takes them forever to find their way out.
Yeah.
So you can rain on them.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, they don't really know where to go, so once you start shooting, they can't really get out.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't really get to experience that because the water
Nope.
wasn't up.
Yeah. But not yet, anyways.
You can
One of
come
the-
back
one of
and be
those
a
days.
hunter.
Yeah. That's a nice thing where I'm only about hour and a half from this area, so now I'd like to get on my own hunts in Arkansas if I get the time, if time allows. So
That's the good thing about our season. You'll have plenty of time. It'll be over with, or it'll be still have a couple more weeks whenever you're finally free and able to get after it.
I'm sure I'll get on one of those hunts. But I wanted to ask you, so yeah, people a lot of times want to come to Arkansas for flooded timber. Where are places that you guys would like to experience?
I want to go to Canada and just see the difference.
Yeah.
Canada's what do you guys want to do?
Canada and Texas. I want to shoot teal in Texas.
Teal in Texas. South Texas?
Yeah.
Texas teal.
I would say like North Dakota.
Go shoot coats in Florida.
Yeah,
Coots in Florida.
I just think it's like crazy that the difference in ducks in Canada and here. I've never personally been to Canada, obviously, but watching it on TV, like nothing against some people in Canada, but they would be culture shocked if they came here. You know what I mean?
They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't really feel like.
They'd
But it'd be the same for us there because it would be way different.
Oh, we'd call them out.
Yeah, we'd probably call too much, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
There, like, you see videos and these people aren't even calling it.
Yeah.
They just got decoys set up and ducks are just falling in there. Here, that's hard to do. Just like, because even in like a rice field or in the timber, there's so much space for them to go. You feel like you have to call to them to make them come to that one spot. So I feel like it's just different.
Yeah. Especially in the timber, I feel like too. I don't know if it's a thing. Like, you got to call to let them know that you're kind of down there in a way sometimes.
That's another one of those things though about being in the right spot. Like if they've been in there,
yeah, they know where that spot is.
spot
You don't have to do anything at that point. But
it just helps that whenever they fly over, they're like, there's already ducks in there. You know what I mean?
yeah. They're like, oh, it's safe down there.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
Finna die. We finna start killing.
Yeah.
You've been like all over the world, like hunting, right? So like,
Not
or
over
the states. So,
Yeah, I would say the country.
Yeah. So, would you say that like the way we talk is way different?
Talking about like accent wise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you guys got, well, to me at least. So being a Yankee, I am being from Minnesota. Yeah, like you guys have.
Like, would we be out of place there?
No, you would, like, your accents would be out of place, but your personalities, no. Like that's the cool thing about duck hunting, where it's like a duck hunter from anywhere can talk duck hunting to another person, and then conversations start. You have conversations like this where what's different in your area than what I do in my area, and you start learning things from each other, and you just kind of see how they hunt, and that's kind of the whole point of the tour is that we do is to show students that other students in their area, to show students that other students are hunting as well, but then to show them how they hunt and how they get after the birds, and other students in other areas can at least take in consideration or just be in the know of that there are students out there doing the same thing, but they do it differently because that's what works in their area.
Yeah.
So and to whether if it's what they're hunting when it comes to like fields, how they're hunting when it comes to like the hide, the decoy spreads, things like that, or if it comes to just resources when it comes like how many decoys you have, or like what you can afford for decoys, or just through networking, having the resources of, say, you know someone that has a boat or has the decoys, things like that. Like, not all students hunt the same, but they still, at the end of the day, they find a way to go out and go hunting. So that's kind of, the whole point of the tour. So,
That's pretty cool.
but no, that's the special thing. And I tell students all the time where, like, if you guys are in a special point now where you guys are kind of just running and gunning to get after birds and stuff, and students are doing that all across the country, and I highly encourage you to reach out. Like, and this is another power of social media, is you guys can reach out to anyone and everyone, especially on the Campus Waterfowl page, because if you just send them a direct message mentioning like, hey, I saw your photo on Instagram on the Campus Waterfowl, or just anything like that, would love to potentially like try to come hunting up in your area, or just trade hunts and stuff. That opens doors to so many different things. I know students that have done that in the past, where you then that too You don't have to pay the guide fees, all that kind of stuff. You just trade hunts. You pretty much get to do what I do.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, get to experience what other students are doing, and by all means, yeah, invite them back down to Arkansas and get them on a timber hunt. So
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
so yep, for sure. But yeah, take advantage of it while you can, because as you get older, life gets busy, and those same people will be harder to find and harder to connect with, like it is now.
Yeah. For sure.
But one thing I like to ask as we wrap up, what is one piece of advice that you have for anyone out there, whether if it's for hunting or if it's life or college or anything like that? What's one piece of advice you have for people that are listening?
That's tough.
I'd say if you truly like have a desire to like get out there and like do it, just find somebody to start doing it. Don't like be scared to hold back because you don't know anything. You just find it out. You know, it's out there, and you know God created creation outdoors for reasons, so go enjoy it. You know.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, if you have the desire to do something, obviously make sure it's a good desire. But don't try and get yourself in trouble. But if you see somebody else doing something that you think you would enjoy, either ask that person or go try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You not like it. And then if you want to try and get into something, the worst they could say is no.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would try and always push to do stuff you enjoy, because life's too short to do stuff you don't want to do. You have to suffer sometimes because it's just life.
Oh yeah.
But I think that'd be my way of saying, just go for it.
That's nice. Like you bring that up. The kind of the suffering part is, you learn a lot about yourself through that. Like you got to suffer to learn more about yourself, and that's huge when it comes to, especially career, life paths, things like that. So knowing that stuff helps a ton. So Connor, you got anything to add?
No, I agree with both of them.
Just get out there.
Yeah.
Get out there and enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think that's going to do it here for this episode of the Campus Waterfowl podcast. I appreciate you guys letting me come out here and hunt with you guys over the weekend, especially during the Arkansas opener. It means a lot. I know there's a lot of traditions and out when it comes to openers and things like that, but I appreciate you letting me kind of come in and be a part of that with you guys.
Sure.
So it was a lot of fun.
For sure.
Thank you for filming stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks
I
for coming.
hope the content that I get, you guys can look back on and kind of show, friends and family, peers down the road.
I think
this
it'll be
weekend.
pretty cool.
So,
Definitely a cool experience.
but no,
Sometimes it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal, so
yeah.
why not do it? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think it's pretty cool.
Well, that's going to do it here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you guys in the next one.